Today we're gonna make Panda au fromage. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. You know, there are lots of YouTube channels out there dedicated to cooking from scratch delicious meals. But we don't do that. We cook from a box. Hey, I was at Costco. Everyone's a member of Costco, aren't you? And I saw this. Looked pretty good. Looks just like comfort food. Looks just like a loaf of bread sliced up and then filled with cheese. Looks like Emmental and mozzarella. So I thought we would just try it out and see how good it is in case you want to pick it up at your local Costco too. I just opened up the box and what you get are 2 of these loaves wrapped in plastic. Now I've taken one out here and you can see this is what it looks like. You can see the cheese in there. This has been fridged. I think just taking it out and putting it in the oven is all you have to do. I don't think you have to let this thaw or anything. It says to preheat the oven to 400 degrees and then cook this for 14 to 16 minutes. Now, one of the things that I'm not impressed with on these instructions is the idea of leaving it in this paper thing that it comes with. So you can see we get this little paper tray, and while they're showing it in the paper tray, and I want to say that's a good idea for keeping the cheese from just running all over the place, I can't imagine you put the paper in the oven. Now, if you are someone who actually cooks, you probably know what to do, and you're probably saying, well, dude, you're being pretty dumb. But I feel like that's a fire hazard to put that in there. So I feel like this has to come out, and then I would just put it on a tray. I've got a metal tray here with aluminum foil underneath it just to make the cleanup a little easier, but I'm going to do it like that. And I'm assuming that I'm going to have cheese running everywhere. But then I guess maybe you put it back in the little paper tray. I don't know. You can weigh in. Tell me what you think. But let's get this thing cooking. All right. Oven's at 400 degrees. And the bread is in. Okay, 15 minutes is up. That's what they look like coming fresh out of the oven. I will say that you're supposed to let these rest for a few minutes before getting into them. 400 degrees is probably going to be a little hot. I will say I did take them out of those little paper trays that they came with, and nothing is running out. So that's good. The cheese isn't getting all liquidy or anything like that. So they've held their shape nicely. So I'm going to give these a few minutes to rest here. Then we will try them out and see what we think. So I've let these loaves rest a little bit. Now I will say that transferring them from here to this tray required a spatula, and these pieces of bread are not tethered at the bottom. So it's actually all cut, and then the cheese is apparently put in there, and that's to make it easier to pull away, I guess. But because, especially when it's hot, the cheese is the only thing holding it together. If you want to transfer them to something else, it's going to be a little difficult, and so you want to use a very, very big spatula. Now, you can see I can just pull this away right there, and you can see they have a nice little helping of cheese. I think every piece of the bread will be covered with it, but looks pretty good. It smells like a wheat loaf, and you can see heavy on the mozzarella. Let's give it a little try. Cheesy bread. It's from France, so it makes you feel sophisticated. I tell you what, we Americans have perfected cheesy bread too from your local pizza parlor, but it's pretty good. And not quite as decadent or comfort foody, but still quite good. Like I said, the bread is kind of like a little bit of a wheat bread. I thought it would be more just a white bread, but pretty good. Sorry for talking with my mouth full. I like where the cheese also has just a little bit of browning to it. Gives it some nice texture and flavor. Hey, if you want to pick this up, I'll put links to it in the description. But for this specific one, I found it at Costco. Check it out. Peter Von Panda. Out.